Tyrannosaurus rex is the most famous predator that ever walked the earth, a true symbol of power. For generations, we have pictured this animal as a giant reptilian monster covered in scales. Its enormous jaws and bone-crushing teeth made it the king of the dinosaurs in our imagination. But what if the image we carry is not completely accurate and hides an incredible secret? Could it be that this terrifying beast was not scaly at all, but partly covered in feathers? To understand this mystery, we must travel back 66 million years to the late Cretaceous world. The land was filled with enormous herds of triceratops grazing across vast plains under humid skies. Duck-billed dinosaurs known as Edmontosaurus browsed near riverbanks while packs of smaller predators hunted nearby. Towering forests of conifers and flowering plants spread across floodplains rich with life. And watching over this land was Tyrannosaurus rex, the undisputed apex predator of North America. T-Rex was colossal, stretching more than 40 feet long with a skull nearly 5 feet in size. Its jaws carried teeth like serrated knives, capable of crushing bone with terrifying force. Its legs were built for power, allowing bursts of speed to chase down large herbivores. Though its arms were famously tiny, its overall body carried unmatched predatory strength. For more than a century, paleontologists reconstructed T-Rex as a scaly reptile with crocodile-like skin. That image dominated books, films, and museums, shaping our idea of dinosaurs as giant reptiles. But fossils discovered in recent decades have forced us to question everything we thought we knew. In China, paleontologists uncovered smaller tyrannosaurs like Dilong and Yutyrannus, with impressions of feathers preserved in stone. Yutyrannus, in particular, stunned the world because it reached nearly 30 feet and still had feathers. Its entire body was covered in a coat of long, filament-like structures resembling primitive feathers. This discovery shook the paleontological community because it suggested that even giant predators carry plumage. If Yutyrannus, a close relative of T-Rex, had feathers, could Tyrannosaurus rex also have possessed them? These feathers were not for flight, but for insulation, display, and perhaps intimidation of rivals. The evolutionary link between birds and dinosaurs became even clearer as more feathered fossils appeared worldwide. Suddenly, the traditional image of T-Rex as a reptilian monster seemed less certain and more complex. Yet evidence from T-Rex itself presented a different story that made the debate even more heated. Skin impressions from several fossilized T-Rex specimens showed scales, not feathers, preserved on parts of the body. These impressions came from regions like the tail and neck, suggesting at least partial scaly covering. So, how could this be reconciled with the feathered relatives discovered in Asia? Scientists began debating whether T-Rex may have lost feathers as it grew larger in size. One theory suggests that smaller ancestors used feathers for insulation, keeping warm in cooler environments. But as Tyrannosaurus rex reached enormous size, its body retained heat so efficiently that insulation was unnecessary. Like elephants today, large animals may need ways to shed heat rather than keep it in. So perhaps T-Rex shed its feathers, keeping scales that helped it regulate temperature more effectively. Another theory argues that T-Rex may have carried patches of feathers on certain parts of its body. These patches could have been used for display, attracting mates, or intimidating rivals with dramatic plumage. Imagine a massive T-Rex with streaks of colorful feathers across its back or head. Instead of a purely reptilian monster, it may have looked like a terrifying bird-reptile hybrid. If true, feathers would have added to its intimidation rather than making it look weaker. Dark feathers could have made its silhouette more menacing, blending into forests while hunting prey. The debate remains unresolved, but the possibility of a feathered T-Rex has changed how we see dinosaurs. It also connects them more directly to birds, which are now understood as living dinosaurs. Every pigeon, eagle, or crow is a descendant of theropod dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus rex. This evolutionary truth means that dinosaurs never truly disappeared. They simply transformed into new forms. T-Rex may not be entirely gone, but its legacy flies above us every single day. If Tyrannosaurus rex truly had feathers, even partially, it changes our understanding of its biology. Feathers could have helped regulate temperature in younger individuals before they grew massive. They may have played a role in courtship, with males displaying colorful plumage to attract mates. Feathers might even have been used to signal dominance or communicate visually across great distances. Each possibility makes T-Rex not only more intimidating, but also more complex than once imagined. This reimagining also highlights the creativity of evolution, constantly experimenting with new adaptations. Dinosaurs were not static reptiles, but dynamic creatures capable of extraordinary transformations. Some evolved into massive predators like T-Rex, while others gave rise to delicate flying birds. The discovery of feathers on dinosaurs is one of the most revolutionary insights in paleontology. It forces us to rewrite textbooks, update museum displays, and rethink the very image of prehistory. For the public, the idea of a feathered T-Rex can feel unsettling or disappointing. We are used to the scaly monster from movies like Jurassic Park, terrifying in its reptilian form. But the truth is even more fascinating because reality is always stranger than fiction. A feathered T-Rex is not less frightening, but more awe-inspiring because it combines power with complexity. It reminds us that nature creates forms beyond our imagination, blending traits in unexpected and stunning ways. The mystery of whether T-Rex had feathers may never be fully answered. Fossils only preserve fragments of skin, and much of the body remains unknown. Yet each new discovery brings us closer to understanding what this animal truly looked like. Scientists continue searching for better preserved specimens that may reveal clearer evidence of plumage. Until then, we balance between scales and feathers, imagining a predator both reptilian and bird-like. What matters most is not whether T-Rex had feathers, but what the debate represents. It shows science is not fixed, but always evolving with new discoveries and interpretations. Our understanding of the past changes as new fossils emerge and technology advances. What we once pictured as monsters may instead have been complex, colorful, and dynamic creatures. The king of the dinosaurs may have been crowned in feathers as well as scales. When we look at birds today, we are seeing the living descendants of creatures like Tyrannosaurus rex. Every chirp is an echo of a prehistoric roar, transformed across millions of years of evolution. Feathers connect the past and the present, linking terrifying giants to small birds in our gardens. The debate about T-Rex feathers is not just about appearance, but about our connection to history. It is a reminder that dinosaurs still live among us, carrying their legacy into the skies. The image of T-Rex continues to evolve, and perhaps that is its greatest secret. It is not frozen in stone, but alive in our imagination and in the science of discovery. The real T-Rex may have been both scaly and feathered, reptilian and bird-like, terrifying and beautiful. And that makes it far more extraordinary than the simple monster we once thought it was. Stay curious, because science will always surprise us with truths stranger than fiction.